You didn't just show up at another webinar today. You showed up at the start of a movement. Have you ever felt like you are constantly juggling too many responsibilities all at once? Whether you're running a business, raising a family, or managing a full-time job, or all three at once. Do you ever feel like there aren't enough hours in a day? Well, that feeling, that constant time crunch is exactly what brought us here today. Because we are standing at the edge of a transformation. A transformation in how we manage connections and relationships, thus changing everything about how success happens in our modern world. Hi, it's Martin here from the Aura Empower Energy Alignment Movement. After our powerful AI business execution webinar last week, the response was overwhelming. So many of you reached out sharing how you are struggling to keep up with meaningful connections while life pulls you in a dozen different directions. One participant, Sarah, messaged me saying, I know there are people who are waiting to hear back from me, but between my kids, my job, and everything else, I can't keep track of who needs what and when. I feel like I'm letting opportunities slip away every day. That sentiment perfectly captures what happens to most of us. The problem isn't finding people or opportunities. They are all around us. The challenge is following up consistently, knowing what to say at the right time, and managing meaningful relationships without burning out. 9 months ago, I was speaking with Lisa, an energy pioneer in our community. She told me something that struck deep. I have incredible conversations with people who seem genuinely interested in what I am offering, but then life happens. I forget to follow up, and those connections just evaporate. He wasn't lacking ability or opportunity. Sarah was lacking a system, a way to nurture relationship. Here is what we are covering in the next 30 minutes. Number one, how AI removes the guesswork from follow-ups and lead conversion. And number two, the three-step AI system to automate engagement, follow-ups, and business growth. And number three, real stories of how professionals, homemakers, and families are using AI for freedom and stability. Drop freedom in the chat if you are ready to simplify, scale, and reclaim your time. I see those comments coming in. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Before we continue, I want to clarify something important. This isn't about replacing human connection with cold technology. It is about using AI to amplify what makes us uniquely human, our ability to build genuine relationships and create value for others. When your energy isn't drained by repetitive tasks, you show up differently in conversations. Let's start by understanding why most opportunities get lost in the first place. Are you ready? Have you ever met someone, had a great conversation, exchanged information, and then weeks later realize you never followed up? If you are nodding right now, you are not alone. In fact, studies show that 80% of sales require at least 5 follow-ups after the initial contact. Yet 44% of people give up after just 1 follow-up. That gap between what works and what most people actually do is where countless opportunities are lost every single day. Let's be honest about the common challenges most of us face. When trying to build relationships or business opportunities, first, following up is inconsistent. Life gets busy and conversations get lost between work deadlines, family responsibilities, and self-care. Consistent follow-up rarely happens. Second, most of us feel overwhelmed by outreach, unsure how to talk about what we offer in a way that feels natural and not pushy. Third, most people lack an efficient system for engagement, so leads and connections slip through the cracks. No matter how good our intentions are, that's what happens. Let me tell you about Laura, an alignment catalyst in our movement, who joined last year. Laura had gone through a painful divorce and was struggling with self-doubt that affected every area of her life, including her ability to build business relationships. And as she put it, after my divorce, I'd start conversation with potential clients, but my lack of confidence meant I rarely followed up. I was convinced that they wouldn't want to hear from me anyway. Does that sound familiar? Well, Laura tried using calendar reminders and spreadsheets to track her conversations, but she still found herself apologizing for delayed responses and missed follow-ups. That all changed when she implemented an AI-powered lead conversion system. Now Laura doesn't have to remember every conversation and follow-up. Her AI system tracks everything automatically. Who is she spoken to and what they have discussed, when to follow up again, and even suggest what to say based on their previous interactions. Isn't that wonderful? See, the transformation was remarkable, not just in her business results, but in her energy and presence. Her follow-up consistency went from about 20% to 100%. Her response rate from prospects doubled from 15% to 31%. And most importantly, her conversion rate, the percentage of conversations that turned into actual business, tripled. Laura shared, the system didn't just organize my follow-ups. It gave me confidence to show up differently in every conversation, knowing I wouldn't drop the ball. Isn't that wonderful? See, the core insight here is simple but powerful. Success isn't about working harder or having extraordinary talent. It's about creating reliable systems that allow your energy to focus on what truly matters, genuine connections. Now, engage in the chat if you have ever felt lost touch with someone who was interested in what you do or offer. Now, that we understand why opportunities get lost, let's explore the three-phase AI conversion system that's transformed how people like Laura build successful relationships and businesses. Are you ready? See, the three-phase AI system is the exact framework we use in our community and the movement to transform scattered connections into predictable results. Whether you are building a business, creating a community around shared values, or simply trying to maintain meaningful relationships, this system works because it's built around how human relationships naturally develop. Let's break down each phase. We'll start with AI-powered warm-up and engagement, which is the first phase. You need a pen and paper, maybe? Before people take action or make decisions, they need two things: trust and value. The challenge is that building trust traditionally requires consistent touch-ups over time, which is exactly what most of us struggle with when life gets busy. Here is where AI transforms the process. First, we use AI-assisted messaging tools like Expand.io and ManyChat. You know about that one, maybe on Facebook or Instagram, or even simple chat GPT templates to create personalized outreach that doesn't feel robotic. The tools help you start conversations that feel natural and relevant to each person, even when you are reaching hundreds of potential connections. Now, let me show you an example of how this works. See, this background, recent posts and interests, and create a message that references something specific to them. The result is that instead of sending generically, how are you, hey, how are you messages that get ignored, you are starting meaningful conversations based on what matters to that person. So the second component is AI-powered emails and SMS, nurturing through tools like Go High Level. Once you have made that initial connection, the system takes over the follow-up process. It sends carefully timed messages that maintain the relationship without requiring your constant attention. The sequence delivers valuable content to your prospects over time. Articles, videos, or insights relevant to their interests. Each touch point builds credibility and keeps you top of mind. The third component is automated social engagement to keep connections warm. These tools help you stay visible and valuable to your network by, number one, identifying when your connections post content relevant to your expertise. Number two, suggesting thoughtful comments or reactions. And number three, reminding you to engage with their important life events. Let me share how Ethan and Rachel, two frequency accelerators in our community, use this system while juggling full-time jobs. Before implementing AI warm-up and engagement, they would go through cycles. They would actively reach out when they had the time, then get busy with work and family. They start to resonate. Watch their momentum disappear. Now, their AI system ensures their network receives constant value and attention while they sleep. Okay? Their system initiates 15 to 20 personalized conversations daily, delivers valuable content based on specific interests, and identifies high priority opportunities. Within 60 days of implementing this system, their active conversion count increased from 18 to 74 per week. Their engagement on social platforms grew by 217%. Their know, like, trust factor improved dramatically. And here is the key. They achieved this while reducing their active outreach time from 2 hours to 30 minutes. Remember, aligned energy flows, aligned systems. When your outreach is automatic, your presence becomes magnetic. The fundamental principle here is AI handles the consistent touch points that build trust over time, while you focus your energy on the meaningful interactions that truly need your personal touch. Now, drop connect if you want to warm up your relationships using AI. Once you have established warm-up connections through consistent AI-powered engagement, the next phase is critical. It's where people drop the ball. That will be first do AI-powered follow-ups and scheduling. Most success happens in the follow-up, not the first conversation. In fact, 80% of commitments and conversations occur between the 15th to the 12th contact. Yet most people give up after just 1 or 2 attempts. Why? Because manual follow-up is time-consuming, difficult to track, and emotionally draining when you don't get immediate responses. Here is how AI transforms your follow-ups and scheduling process. First, we use Calendly combined with Zapier automation for effortless appointment booking. This eliminates the back and forth of scheduling and ensures you never double book. But it goes much further than just basic calendar management. When someone books time with you, the system automatically creates a contact record in your CRM, tags them based on the appointment type, sends a personalized confirmation that sets expectations, adds them to the appropriate follow-up sequence, and prepares you with relevant information before the meeting. Isn't that wonderful? Next, the system sends AI-powered SMS and email reminders that dramatically reduce cancellations and no-shows. These aren't generic "don't forget your appointment" messages. They are intelligent reminders that reference specific topics of interest from your previous conversation, build anticipation for the upcoming discussion, provide valuable pre-meeting content, and gently confirm their commitment. Now, finally, we use a CRM, auto-tagging, and lead scoring to prioritize high-interest prospects. This system automatically analyzes interactions to identify who is most engaged and ready for your personal attention, of course. The dashboard lets you instantly see who is opening your emails and checking your links or clicking your links, engaging with your content most frequently, exhibiting buying signals or readiness to commit, and who needs additional nurturing before a direct conversation. Now, let me share how Art and Kimberly, two resilience leaders in our community, the movement, used this system during one of the most challenging periods of their lives. While in the process of adopting 2 daughters from Ukraine during the height of the COVID pandemic, Art found himself unexpectedly struck overseas for 5 months due to travel restrictions. Meanwhile, Kimberly was pregnant and managing their household and business alone. Despite these extraordinary circumstances, the AI-powered follow-up system kept their business running and growing. Art shared, when global events completely disrupted our plans, our automated systems continued nurturing relationships and scheduling appointments. The technology maintained momentum while our energy was focused on our family's needs. See, even with these unprecedented challenges, their follow-up system maintained a 93% appointment show-up rate. Their business continued growing with consistent new team members joining. They achieved major leadership milestones despite being physically separated for months. And the key insight here is that when your systems are aligned, you can maintain momentum, even when life throws its biggest challenges at you. See, the key principle here is that AI manages the logistics and timing of follow-ups. You can then focus entirely on bringing your highest energy to every interaction, no matter what else is happening in your life. Now, drop schedule in the chat if you want AI to help manage your follow-ups. Now we have established warm-up connections and implemented reliable follow-up systems, but there is a critical final phase that turns interest into action. This is about creating personalized experience that guide people. Next, we're going to be talking about AI-assisted conversations and decision support. People take action when the right message meets the right moment. The challenge is that each person's journey, questions, and concerns are unique. And traditionally addressing these individually requires enormous time and energy. Here is how AI transforms the decision-making process. First, we use AI chatbots like ManyChat to handle frequently and interest-based messaging. These intelligent systems can answer common questions immediately, 24/7, provide relevant information based on specific interests, qualify prospects before they reach to you, and direct conversation based on where someone is in their decision journey. This conversation flow demonstrates how the system adapts based on responses, providing exactly the information each person needs when they need it. Now, we use personalized AI-generated follow-ups to reinforce interest and encourage action. These aren't generic templates. They are intelligent messages that reference previous conversations, content engaged with, questions asked, and specific interests expressed. These messages feel like you sat down and wrote them individually, because in essence, the AI is helping you scale your personal touch. Finally, we implement automated reminder sequences for those not ready to decide immediately. These carefully timed messages overcome common objections before they become barriers. Provide social proof relevant to specific concerns, create appropriate agents without pressure, and keep the door open for future opportunities. Now, let me share how Jenna, an energy redirection specialist in our community or movement, transformed her approach to customer conversations. Jenna had previously worked in part-time sales or party system. And despite appearing successful and experiencing burnout and feeling unfulfilled, she was working harder but feeling less satisfied with her results. After implementing AI-assisted conversation tools, she experienced profound shift in both her business results and personal well-being. And Jenna puts it, I have realized success wasn't about pushing harder in the wrong direction. It was about aligning with the right opportunity and letting my energy flow naturally. The AI tools handle the repetitive parts of my follow-up, allowing me to show up with full presence when it mattered most. So within just 8 weeks of implementing this approach, Jenna saw her monthly income increase to 40,000. Over 40,000, I must say. Her conversion rate from interested prospect to committed customers jumped from 12% to 29%. She reduced her active selling time by 52%, increasing her results. Most importantly, she no longer experienced the burnout that had plagued her previous career because her energy was focused only on the high-value interactions that needed her unique human touch. The fundamental principle here is that AI doesn't replace personal connection, it amplifies it by ensuring each person receives exactly the right message at the right time based on their unique journey, allowing you to bring your highest energy to every conversation. Drop close in the chat if you want AI to support your follow-up conversations. Now, before we move to the implementation, I want to check in with you. Which of these three phases resonates most with your current situation? Can you type 1 if you need help with AI-powered warm-up and engagement, or type 2 if follow-ups and scheduling are your biggest challenge? Type 3 if you need support with conversion management and decision-making. I see your responses coming in. Thank you for sharing. This helps me understand what's most valuable to you. Now that we've covered a complete three-phase AI conversion system, let's talk about how to implement it in your specific situation. So next, we're going to be talking about implementing your AI conversion system. Are you ready? You need some notes. Take another page, and write this. Now that you've seen how AI streamlines the entire lead conversion process, how do we put it into action? That's a good question. The implementation process follows 3 steps. Number 1 is choosing the right AI tools for your needs. See, different situations require different tools. Here is a simple framework. For business builders, number 1, expand the IO or similar tools for LinkedIn automation. Number 2, go high level or active campaign for comprehensive CRM and follow-up. Number 3, Calendly and Zapier for advanced scheduling. Now, for community builders, number 1 is ManyChat for Facebook and Instagram engagement. Number 2 is simple chat GPT templates for personalized outreach. Number 3 is SMS automation for high priority touch points. For personal relationship management, number 1, you would need basic CRM like HubSpot, a free version. Number 2, Google Calendar and Zapier integration. Number 3, ChatGPT for drafting personalized messages. Now let's talk about the implementation principle. Start with just one phase of the system. Don't try to implement everything at once. Most people see the fastest results by beginning with follow-ups and scheduling. Why? It's because that's where the majority of opportunities are currently being lost. Your step 2 is to set up automation for your follow-up workflow. The key to successful implementation is aligning the system with your natural communication style and schedule. Ask yourself, when are you most energetic for personal interactions? What type of follow-ups do you currently struggle with most? And which parts of your conversation flow are repetitive and could be automated? For example, if you are a morning person, set your system to handle engagement during evening hours when you are less energetic. Schedule your personal conversations during your morning peak and prepare summary briefs for your review with your morning coffee. The goal isn't to automate everything. It is to automate the predictable so you can personalize the meaningful. When you're operating from your highest energy state, your conversations transform. Now we're going to talk about step 3, which is to track and optimize based on AI-generated insights. Once your system is running, the AI will generate valuable insights about which messages get highest response rates, when people are most likely to engage with your content, and what topics and approaches resonate most with your audience. Now, use these insights to refine your approach. Double down on high-performing messages and content. Adjust timing based on when your audience is most responsive. Expand automation to new phases as you master each element. Success comes from consistency and optimization, not perfection on day 1. Like Laura, Art, Kimberly, and Jenna discovered, the initial setup is just the beginning of your transformation. Let me share how James, who joined our community with zero technical backgrounds, how he implemented this system with step-by-step instructions. See, James started with just one element: automated follow-up reminders through a simple ChatGPT plus Google Calendar integration. Within 2 weeks, he added personalized messaging templates for different scenarios. By week 4, he had implemented a basic lead scoring system to prioritize his personal outreach. And by week 8, he had complete AI-powered conversion system that was generating consistent results while requiring just 45 minutes of his attention daily. The outcome of James' gradual implementation was a 317 increase in meaningful conversations, an 84% reduction in lost opportunities, and 43% more time available for family and personal activities. And most importantly, a sense of control and confidence that comes from knowing no opportunity is slipping through the cracks. The key principle here is implementation doesn't have to be all or nothing. Start with what will give you the quickest relief, then build from there. Your future self will thank you for the systems you put in place today. If you're serious about making AI work for you, drop AI success in the chat. You will either be exactly where you are today, or you will step into the next level of your energy, leadership, and success through AI-powered execution. See, based on everything we have covered today, you've got 3 options. Number 1 is to try to implement the pieces of this system on your own. Number 2 is to join our upcoming AI implementation workshop next Tuesday, where we'll walk you through setting up your first automation. And number 3 option is apply for our AI Conversion Accelerator program, where you will implement the complete system over 30 days. Whatever you choose, remember this: the difference between opportunity and success is in finding more people. It's nurturing the connections you already have with consistency and care. AI gives you the power to do exactly that, to be present, attentive, and responsive at scale, while reclaiming your time, energy, and freedom for what matters most. I'll be staying online for the next 15 minutes to answer your specific questions in the chat. If you're wondering which AI tools might be best for your unique situation, or how you want to adapt this system to your specific needs, I am here to help you. Don't hesitate to reach out. We are in this together.